to prioritize our tasks. Hello and welcome back. This is our Junior Resolution Mastery, how to achieve our goals and our desires without giving up. And in the previous video, I shared one method, which is the Eisenhower method, or also known as urgent important quadrants. This is the method we looked at in the previous video. And in this video, I want to share another tool just to remind us how to really stay focused and not to get lost in the busyness of the day, but really to help us to prioritize our tasks and to be really effective in the chasing of our goals and our desires, something which is really valuable and important to us. And this method is 80-20 rule, which is known also as a Pareto principle, which is incredible. Pareto was an Italian engineer who lived in the previous century, and he brought a lot of value to all the economists and to the politician world, and he gave us this rule, 80-20%. If we were speaking about business, very often the business, for example, for the sales part of the business, 80% of the results from sales, they come from 20% of the customers, which is incredible. And if we think about our life, if we look at the results we have in our life, most probably we have 80% of our results coming from 20% of our efforts, which is incredible rule. And we can think about, and this rule can help us a lot when we are prioritizing our tasks. Why is that? Reason being that when we know what is the 20% of our time and effort and skills and ability is, what are these 20% that are bringing the 80% of our results? In other words, I have to look in my tasks to see which 20% of my tasks are really bringing 80% of the result I want in my life. For that reason, I can encourage you just to be more practical in this video. First of all, do a list of all the tasks. For example, take your goal and prioritize all the tasks. Put them in list. See all the tasks you need. In a couple of videos ago, I shared the mind mapping that helps us really to see the big picture, and we branched out just to see what are the main areas we have to emphasize on. And after that, we put a lot of tasks to each main area. For example, the example I'm giving in this training program is I want to run 5K to the end of June. The reason being because I want to get back into shape, and this is my tool, my running. And if I run, what 20% of my tasks will really bring the 80% of the results for me to be able to run 5K in a couple of months and to be really in a good shape? What are these tasks? And that's why we have to be practical. So I can encourage you, just write them down. Put all the tasks you have to do. For example, the training program I have to go through, the mindset programs I have to read, maybe books I have to read, maybe diet I have to change if this is your case, you want to get back into shape. Maybe think about the running club you have to join. All these tasks, maybe getting up a little bit earlier in the morning so you can do your running, or maybe run a little bit late. Just pick up your agenda and the little tasks you have to do, which sometimes they can be massive, a lot of tasks, and you can be overwhelmed. And that's why when we put them on paper, you can see them and think about, after you have done your list, think about which are the tasks which are really bringing 80% of my results. And the next step is put more effort, put more focus on all these tasks which are bringing all these 80%. Take these tasks, they can be 5, 20, just see on your list which ones are they which are bringing 80%, and be focused more on them. Put more time on them, more strength on them, more resources on them. Just emphasize on them. It's the same way like in the business. If 80% of the income of a business comes from 20% of the customers, the businesses, what do? They just put more effort on these customers, these relationships, just focus on these 20 customers. In the same way, in our personal life, if we know which 20 skills, percentage, tasks are really bringing the 80% of result we're after, then let's do it. Let's focus on this one. Let's put more effort, more focus, more resources, and this is the miracle of prioritizing tasks. This will help us really what to focus on when we know what are our 20% skills and abilities we need to bring to the market. So this is for now, and just please do this in order to help yourself to prioritize your tasks. It's possible. That's why we're doing all these videos and all this program, because we do believe it's possible for you to have your goals and dreams, no matter how wild they are. Dream big, dream wild, because it's possible. Thank you for your time. I'll see you soon. Bye.